I've been working out. Working out. I'm finna work out. I've been working around all day. Can y'all hear me? I'm gonna have to start like putting the headphone in. I've been working around all day. If y'all hear anything, I know ain't nobody in here right now. If y'all hear anything though, I forgot to let people come in. I let people come in. Y'all up? I'll show you. Man. Oh man. I'm doing freaking yard work all day. Pig is tired. You know, freaking allergies. They're doing yard work. I'm doing freaking yard work all day. Look. Okay, y'all can hear me. Ain't got nobody on right now, so but I check the volume, y'all can hear. Oh, man. I know it's the Sunday before the Monday, like it usually is, so I don't know how many people we gonna snatch in here tonight. Y'all see my baby through the green screen? Yeah, my baby girl. I know how many people we're gonna snatch in here tonight. Man, I forget. My nose is killing me. What's up, man? You know how many people we gonna snatch in here tonight. But if you hop in, hop out. Thanks for supporting the live. I gotta bring the energy up. I'm sorry. I am tired. Okay, I did my homework. I did partial. I finished 2 of my classes homework. For the day. For y'all who don't know, I started. Well, I'm finishing up my bachelor's. I'm gonna bring the energy though, right? We're gonna talk about it. I have 100, bicep curls and tricep shits to do. So I'm in my home gym, and my home gym is in the garage, and the garage has a lot going on. So that's why I've been doing the green screen lately. I don't really feel like it's necessarily an older explanation, but that's why I've been doing the green screen lately, though. But the Texas Fair, the reason I'm talking about this specific issue, I posted a video on TikTok, just to, hey, good vibes, great time at the fair, and it had like 600 views. Mind you, I'm a person that's very appreciative. Like 2, 3 views, still like, but like anything really above 20, 30 views, I'll be happy with. I'm not gonna lie. 20, 30 views or more, I'll be happy, But the fair content with me and my mind posting something so innocent, it was just me having a good time. I'm not trying to direct necessarily nobody go to the fair, But at the same time, I'm not trying to direct people away from it. Not saying that I don't understand what's going on around the fair, nothing, anything like that. We're going to get into all of that. But that video went semi-crazy, because usually for a person that only gets 200 to 100 to 200 views or anything like that, what's going on, man? To see that video hit like 600 views and people were saying like, boycott the fair, illegal immigrants are at the fair, and I've been trying to like hold my tongue about some stuff because, like I say, I served in the service and I served with illegal immigrants. It's not just when people say illegal immigrants, I'm not just thinking about Hispanic people, which they try to put whatever, right? I just try not to talk too much about it because I have a whole live about that tomorrow, right? But when we're talking about the Texas State Fair, in the description, one of the biggest fairs in the world, literally one of the biggest fairs in the world. And just, talking about it's empty, nobody's there, nobody's supporting. And I pulled up. I want to see, like, how big of a difference that it was from previous years to now. I did go off to the military for 10 years, so I missed the fair for years. I've been back living in the state of Texas where I could go back to the fair for 3 years. And the 3 years that I have been back, so 7 years I missed it or whatever, these 3 years I have been back going to the fair, and I always have a good time. Like I said, that is not dismissing anything that's happened at the fair. So I want to speak about my experience first. The camera did cut up. We did over 100 and, excuse me, my apologies. We did over an hour and some change at the fair yesterday. Of course, we're literally actually moving through the fair. So it's actually moving through the fair. Signal issues, things like that. It only cost 17 minutes. I would say this: the fair is an experience, right? The food changes almost yearly. You know, the crowd might changes 9 times out of 10, but like the fair, as far as the experience that you're going for, I'm born and raised in Dallas, Texas. The fair has an experience attached to it. Like this, the fair was a staple childhood memory for me. It still is. I had a great time at the fair yesterday. I had an amazing time at the fair yesterday. Like amazing. Was it not that many people? To me, it was still a lot of people. It was still a lot of people at the fair. Was it no waits for lines and stuff like that? That is true. It was not a lot of waits for lines. But usually, the first week or so of the fair, you got elementary day, you got elementary day, you got high school day, you got private school day, this, that, and third, giving away free tickets. The free ticket stopped. The free ticket stops. It says that the only person that's getting free tickets now are elementary kids. It used to be that you can bring your weapon into the fair. You could bring your weapon into the fair. That changed last year. You can't bring your weapon into the fair. They're saying that was the reason. They're saying that the gun policies, the transparency about money management and financial accountability, the fair is an experience. It's not a thing where, hey, I want to go spend $100 before I even get into the fair on the fair, if that's not what you want to do. The food was still good. We did have some stuff that wasn't that good. But the food was still good. The experience was still good. It was a bunch of free things to do. A lot of free things to do. I want to say is Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's like half price everything. So half price on rides, half price on tickets to get in there. We spent a total, I think we spent a total of $349. I paid for my parents and my spouse tickets, parking, and $200 on tickets. We ate what we wanted to eat, and rode the rides that we wanted to ride, right? So immigration and actual ICE being at the fair. Okay, so immigration, they're saying that immigration is waiting on people to come outside, waiting on people so people don't want to go to the fair. It is no necessarily credible information, but at the same time, they know that, I'm gonna say they, and I'm speaking about the government, I'm speaking about ICE, they know that's wrong. They know they shouldn't be doing that. They're not finna be putting up their hands saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. Did I see any of that there? No, I didn't. Just being truthfully honest, but does that mean it wasn't there? No, it doesn't. Not at all. So like I said, the high schoolers, I love the fact that it wasn't a high school day or a bunch of high school kids. It's always a fight. And I'm not saying all high schoolers. I'm not putting a school on it. I'm not putting a race on it. But giving somebody something free, just like 9 times out of 10 with a lot of people in life, if you give it to them for free and they didn't earn it or they didn't pay for it, they don't appreciate it the same. It wasn't a lot of people there that had free tickets. They had to pay to get into there. So mind you, if you are, because we're speaking about finance, we're speaking about ICE. Oh, let me make sure I did a thing. Well, we go to Water Texas State Fair in particular, but let me make sure I hit what people saying. Costs, safety and security concerns. I skipped that one. Guns, the gun change, management, transparency, and financial accountability, social justice, rumors about ICE. That's all of them. So let's go back to the first one. Cost affordability. It's the first of the month. It's the 5th, right? It's the 5th. It's not a lot of people that can afford to go to the fair right now. I'm not saying that it's gonna pick up or not pick up, or I'm just using. It's not a lot of people. It's not a lot of people that can afford to go to the fair right now. With me saying that, it's a government shutdown right now. People, real lives are affected by this. People, real lives and livelihoods are affected by this. Once again, like I said at the beginning, it's not gonna be 10,000 people. Well, I ain't gonna say 10,000. It's probably, but it's not gonna be a lot of people, or it will be some people who cannot afford to go to the fair because it's not in their budget. It's not in their budget. It's people that's literally having to pick if they're going to go to the fair and pay their bills. It's a no-brainer. They're probably not going to the fair. It's not a free ticket, so that child that you was getting in free, they're not getting in free. They're not getting in free. Why? They're not giving away the free ticket. There's extra money to spend. So I understand that. The fair has always been expensive, right? But I didn't know how expensive it was because I wasn't paying for it. Kind of goes with my statement I said earlier. When my parents were paying for the fair, I didn't know anything about it. To everybody that's hopping in, hopping out, appreciate you, man. The highest I seen on this live the highest I seen for the live right now, we 11 minutes in, was 20 people. Just like and share the live. But when I wasn't paying for me going to the fair, I didn't realize how expensive it was. Even though now they're saying like, oh, it's just super expensive. I feel like the fair has always been expensive. It was always expensive. My mom brought up a good point. She was like, you used to be able to bring like canned goods and get a discount. They're not doing that. Business is getting hurt by everybody. When people look at the fair, they know it's other people, like these booths and everything. They know that it might be all under the same umbrella, but it's different companies. But you just think about like, oh, it's the fair. You got people in companies and restaurants and families and people that base their livelihood on doing good at the fair, being able to do what they need to at the fair. You're not just supporting, you're not just like feeding a machine. It's individual people that's affected that's also feeding the machine. If that makes sense. It's like the fair is this thing, but the individual people in these companies and these different little food places and vendors who trying to sell their merchandise and their merch. Sorry, my allergies go be bothering me this whole thing. They're trying to sell their merchant. Move, Sam. Go lay down, bubba. Oh man. Sorry about that. Trying to sell their merchandise and all this stuff. They still need support. The fair might be the biggest source of revenue that they have. But getting back to what I was saying on the first one, affordability and cost effective, we're in the middle of a government, not even the middle, we're at the beginning of a government shutdown. That's even worse than being in the middle, because being in the middle, you've been dealing with it for a little bit. I don't know when I'm getting paid, but I've been not getting paid. You're at the beginning. So just the fear of not knowing when your next paycheck is coming, people is not thinking about going to the fair. I'm sorry. And military not getting paid. Mind you, I've been through a couple government shutdowns and my 10 plus years serving. I did not experience not getting paid. This time, they're saying the military not getting paid. I don't think you see what I'm saying? Like, pay rent and go to the fair. I'm gonna pay rent, pay mortgage, pay bills, whatever like that, right? Safety concerns. So this is the public's thing, because I gave my thing, what I understand, right? This is the public thing. It says some feel that tickets, food, parking, rides, and other costs add up so much that many families can't afford a full day. For example, they are reporting that some people are skipping the state fair of Texas because they simply cannot afford it. This source is CBS News. So, like I said, the fair, that has always been a thing where like you have to pay to get on the rides. It was people that was like, I don't go to the fair. I go to like Six Flags, because Six Flags, you pay a fee to get in, but then you don't have to pay to ride each individual ride. That's not the fair. That has never been a fair, and that's always been a complaint about the fair. I'm trying to stay on track because I got my thoughts about it, right? Like, mass panic and mass me. I'm not saying that money's not a little tight and stuff don't get moved around, or, situations don't get bad or none of that. I already, as a person, live frugal. So some things doesn't necessarily affect me, but this does. Trust me. I'm not saying that at all. This affects me. I still had a good time at the fair. Like I said, $349. It wasn't a regret. But that's the affordable side. Let's talk about safety slash security concerns. This is for the public. This is AP News. And who else? AP News. The Texas Tribune, and the State Fair of Texas. So let's talk about the safety concerns. Well, when there are shootings, violent incidents, or concerns about weapons, some people argue that the fair is risky, especially for children and families. And Texas, after a recent shooting incident at the fair, introduces a ban on firearms, which itself has drawn controversy. Like I said, I'm used to taking my gun to the fair. Last year was the first year you couldn't take the gun to the fair. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're born and raised in Texas. I always joke around like Texas, a weapon comes with your birth certificate. The guns are no longer a thing. When I tell you, I didn't look, and we literally walked around the fair for like 8 hours. I didn't even see nobody arguing. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I didn't even see anyone arguing. I usually go to the fair and it's some type of incident. The fair sells alcohol, it's hot, it's a bunch of people. It's usually some type of incident at the fair. I did not see any incidents at the fair. Nobody necessarily yelling, getting upset, anything like that. I think them taking away the weapons was a good thing. I think it was a good thing. From a person that almost takes a weapon everywhere, and I don't even care for guns. That's just truthfully being honest. I just understand that sometimes they are a necessity. It's not necessarily been that you want to be in office on the time, but sometimes you have to play defense. I don't even care for weapons, but I understand why they took it away. That's even worse. You got somebody in there with a weapon. You got somebody that has a concealed carry, has the right to carry a weapon where they're supposed to. Then you have people just sneaking weapons in because you're supposed to show your concealed carry permit even when it was legal for you to take your weapon into the fair. But you got everybody taking a weapon to the fair. So when you have somebody taking a weapon into the fair, they shoot it. It's just like anything. Liquor, more people around you having a weapon, it's going to like boost up this sense of self that you have about yourself. So sometimes people bringing a weapon makes them feel that they're could hurt somebody. I think the safety concern was very valid. It was usually some type of thing at the fair. I was literally at the fair from sunup to sundown. I didn't see so much as a argument take place. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. And the fair is big, but at the same time, it's like a big circle. You got so much stuff stuffed in there, but we walked in a circle at least 3-4 times. I didn't see anything crazy. I think the safety concerns and the security concerns were very valid, but taking away the gun policy did help. So gun policy and right dispute, this is a different thing. So you got people who were nervous about the violence, the shooting incident, then you have people that's like, I had a right to have my weapon, which I totally agree with. You do not have to, counsel fair. Counsel, you don't have to go to the fair, right? So this is for the people who believe that you should protect gun laws. This is cited from the Texas Attorney General and Texas Tribune. Because Texas laws strongly protect gun rights, banning guns or restricting them, even on private grounds, is politically and legally sensitive. The first decision to ban firearms led to pushback, including from the Texas Attorney General, who agrees that it was an infringement on Texas rights. Hold on, y'all. I done just doing me dirty. I don't disagree with that. Like I said, do I think it was a little bit safer with the people not having guns? I do. On the same thing, can you argue that the people, like I said all the time, the people who are going to break the rules on this side are going to break the rules whether the people who follow the rules or not. You're not supposed to have a gun here. You're not supposed to have a weapon here. If the people who do not subscribe to your rules are going to break the rules anyway, excuse me, do I feel safer with somebody else having a weapon? If you got somebody thinking about doing harmful and bad and selfish, because anytime you're in a crowded place with people where it's not necessarily a fear for your life, or you come into, like, it's like I say, with the high schoolers or those type of days, 9 times out of 10, it's like they're coming with a conflict and they like, we gonna meet up at the fair and fight. You got families and stuff out there. What are we doing that for? So yes, do I feel like I say, it's Texas. I'm so used to it. Like, especially in the small town I live in now, I'm used to going into the city or different places, and it's like, don't leave, take your gun here, don't take your gun here. You come to the small town I live in, it's not there. The warnings are like, don't bring your guns in here. Not, you watch people at restaurants, freaking fast food establishment, weapon on their hip, all of that, and I'm just like, this is like super Texas, especially small towns. Like, they don't believe in the government infringing on their rights. So yeah, you can get pissed off and not go to the fair because your safety concern is you might, like I said, somebody on the left could do something bad, and just because somebody on the right doesn't have a weapon doesn't mean the person on the left is gonna do the right thing. And I'm with that. Safety concerns are very valid because the fair usually doesn't source the best workers. Don't get me wrong, the fair has, nice and sweet personnel. Some do, some don't. Some of the people look like they hire. I don't even want to say that because people take it wrong, but sometimes it does look like the fair necessarily doesn't hire the best people. And I shouldn't say that, right? Because I contradicted myself. It's not necessarily fair. It's the people that own these different things. When I'm talking about the people at the front desk, the front door, walking through, checking the monitors, they're not armed security. They're not even they're not even security. They're just at a security checkpoint. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I get it. It's a safety concern. You don't want to go to the fair for that. Cool. Let's get into the fourth reason people saying no go to the fair. The source for this is the State Fair of Texas. And no, all of this is the State Fair of Texas. I'm gonna make sure State Fair of Texas, State Fair of Texas, State Fair of Texas. Okay, management, transparency, and financial accountability. Some critics argue that the fair organizers sometimes lack transparency about how much money is spent on that decision and favorable to insiders. The fair's relationship with the city of Dallas lease terms and how procedures and money is distributed. So I don't know nothing about the business side of the fair, so I don't even want to lie. I do feel like they make a lot of money, and I think in business in general, because I do feel like the fair is a monopoly to $7 when it comes. It's like such a big draw to Texas, right? I don't think they're transparent about how much they making either. I don't know how much they charging the people who to run their little booths. It's $30 to park, which I rather, park on the fairgrounds, whatever, right? It's $30 to park. Even if you don't park on the fairgrounds, it's 100 other people making money on private land selling parking spots. But of course, they go lack transparency about how much they make. Like, I'm trying to think of the exact saying because I be butchering them sayings sometimes, but they be like, you want to know the difference between a criminal or like a felon and a businessman? It's just a suit and tie. Sometimes business be just as crooked as, somebody on the street saying they selling you a new pair of shoes, and somebody saying they selling you a new pair of shoes, and then they ship them to you and it's an old pair of shoes, and they like, I'm not giving your money back. A lot of businesses are like that. They not necessarily, they're trying to keep their money in pocket, and it be greed a lot of time, but they're trying to keep their money in pocket. And then not only are they trying to keep their money in pocket, they're worried about the IRS and everything else. I don't know what else we're going to do about that. I mean, I do feel like the American people, the Texas people, we have a voice, but people only going to tell us and show us so much. People been cooking the books for years. People been not transparent and greedy in business for years. So, of course, I agree that they're not going to speak about how much money gets spent or how much money they actually need to break even. That's just not what some people talk about. I believe being that transparent, but I would say even as a person who be that transparent about stuff, I get people like, why you always want to talk numbers or do this? I'm one of the people be like, oh, I like this. I'm sorry. Somebody say, I like this. I like the way you did that. I'm going to tell you how much it costs. I'm going to tell you how much I spent here. I'm going to tell you like, well, I went here instead of did this. Hey, this is how much it costs, but I didn't fully pay for it. Everybody's not going to be like that. It is what it is. I can't really speak too much about the fair, you know what I'm saying, the fair organizers lacking transparency, because I don't know that part of the game. But from the business aspect, I get it. Some people do bad business. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. Matter of fact, side note, I have a rental car place that I book a rental car with all the time. They charge me $370 for a roadside assistance. Mind you, I paid for a mystery vehicle, right? Usually it's like the cheaper rate. I needed to get from one place to another place without returning the vehicle. So I was taking it from one of the rental car establishments to the other part of the rental car establishment. Bad business, what I'm talking about. I got an electric car, and the electric car said it had 280 miles left. It wasn't fully charged. It was at 98%. Long story short, we only got 174 miles out of it. It had 14 miles left on the car when we made it to our residence. The destination where it needed to get dropped off was like 11 miles away. But the car already is reading the wrong miles. So we did not want a chance taking the car there. What we do, we call them. The establishment where we were dropping the rental car off at, in my mind, I have my own roadside assistance. I could go through my insurance and get this car dropped off to your facility. The car rental place was like, hey, this facility doesn't even accept electric cars. All we're going to do is ship it off to another facility like an hour away because we have no way to charge the car. Call the roadside assistance on the back of the keys and they'll take care of it for you. Call the roadside assistance. They said if the reason that the car needs to be towed has nothing to do with you, i.e., it sounds like a system malfunction. You were supposed to get 280 miles. You only got 174 miles. It's an electric car. Everything is logged in there. Fine. That was like 2-3 weeks ago. I get a pending charge of $370 from this place. I called the place immediately, customer service. Hey, why are y'all trying to charge me this? They like, hey, it's for roadside assistance. I say, hey, it was not my fault that the electric car didn't have the mileage. I know for sure you knew what was going on. They read me back the details. They said, I'll give you 30% off the charge. I said, I'm not paying you. They said, I will give you 50% off the charge. I'm not paying you. If I got into a car wreck or I damaged your vehicle or whatever, if I did something to make it where the mileage didn't work, I have no problem paying you. But and this is literally almost verbatim the conversation, you are going to charge me for a tow. I feel like your rental car company is trying to make me liable for a charge they already was going to have. I know for sure that the place I was going to drop the car off at could not even take rental cars because they are the reason that I called the tow on the back of the keys because they told me to. I know for sure that if it wasn't nothing that I did to make the vehicle stop or, make me not get the mileage that I needed, that your company would take care of it. They was like, they put me on hold, they look through it, that's like, I don't see it. I say, I know for sure it's there, or that it's a part of the policy because your company told me. You know what they did? Then I said, I've been using y'all almost my whole life. It's only a couple rental car places I use. I done had this many rental cars within the span of this year. Put me back on hold. They said, you know what? Since you had to spend on this rental car, or you have been a frequent customer, we're going to give you a refund. What did I tell that story for? I'm speaking on, like I said, bad business. So people saying that the fair is not being transparent about what they make, what they need to break even. I agree. Some things we can fight, some things we can't. Do I think that the tickets need to be $1 a ticket? Not at all. But at the same time, do I understand that it's business? Of course. Do I understand that sometimes bad business, good business is still business? Some people would make bad food, give you a bad car job, bad haircut, bad hairdo, bad clothes, and they say no refund. To me, that is bad business. Does the fair participate in bad business sometimes? Yes, of course. But can I speak too much on it? No, because I don't know the fair inside and out on the business side. So social justice. Okay, because many fairs, especially older ones, have a historic link to segregation, exclusion, and other discriminatory practices, critics sometimes deem accountability or reform. The Texas State Fair, in instance, was segregated in its early history. People been mad about racism and segregation. I never knew that. I never, like, don't get me wrong. Did I know that the fair, this is coming from the state fair itself, right? Did I know that in the earlier years the fair was segregated? Yeah, but just like a lot of stuff was. Am I saying that you need to support it? No. But me personally, do I feel like for 2025, that's the reason that people wasn't showing up? Me personally, no. I can understand it. Like, I get what they're saying, but can I say, like, this is the reason that people's not showing up to the fair? Me personally, no, because it's been people going to the fair. Like I say, I'm born and raised in Dallas. I'm 29 years old. 29 years old, like I say, I missed 7 years of the fear. I missed 7 years of the fair. 22 years old, as I'm stating, before, the last 3 years, my last time attending the fair. It was people of all races, all colors, packed, long lines, long food lines. It still, to me, didn't take away from the experience. It's a lot of things that are rooted in discrimination and racism and all of that. I get it. It's from a person that's, you see me, African American, female, that looks like this, served in the military. I fucking get it. But do I also get things change, people change, people want your money? I get all of that. I just don't feel like for 2025, that was the hugest reason that people are not attending the fair. Because people that really feel like that, it's just my little humble opinion, they don't go to the fair at all. And I respect it. If I was alive in that time period, or if it was passed down in my family for us not to go to the fair, this conversation will probably look a whole lot different, because the fair is a staple. We did go to the fair in my family for many years. Still do. I still prefer to go to the fair with my parents. So yeah, I get it, but it wasn't something that was passed down. Cause like I say, for 2025, to just be like, oh, we gonna take a stand because it's like, I will say, because the next one is talking about ICE, I will say I get it if we're standing with the people. Because like I say, people talk about illegal immigrants. I served with them, we live with them. Like, I feel like the word is so stupid. Illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, all that crap. Like, I feel like it's stupid. I feel, no, the best saying ever. Like, nobody is illegal on stolen land. You literally, some of the main people who run or consider themselves the higher up in America, like, you wouldn't be here if you couldn't hack it where you was at. You got your forefathers, whatever, got their butts on the boat, brought their tails over here and was like, I want what you have. So how is it wrong? It's only wrong because you here? Sometimes I feel like when they talk about some stuff that illegal immigrants or aliens or something do, it's like, so do y'all just go through the rule book or the playbook or the play-by-play of what the founding fathers did, and you be like, oh, we don't want that to happen? Are you more scared of somebody coming over and taking over? But I could never fathom, I don't want to fathom somebody bettering themselves. It's going to be bad and good everywhere. It's people that was born in America that do bad things towards America. It's people that came that, like I say, serving in the military, your whole perspective is just a little bit different. It's people that loves the United States Army, love America, and they do not look like what you think they're supposed to look like because they came from somewhere else. But they love our country so much. And it's people that came from America and look like what you would expect for them to look like and hate America's guts. They do everything they can to live on the other side. So if we're saying, like, we're standing with that, I respect it. I'm not saying that, oh, you don't go, like, but I respect it if that's why people saying, like, they're not going. But just to say, like, social justice and historic racism and segregation and discriminatory practices, You know, and I mean, it was a guy walking around with a Aryan Brotherhood freaking tattoo right in the back of his head. You walk around with a whole bunch of different people. Like, I'm just saying, we live in a world where people think different, good, bad, and ugly. I'm not making an excuse for it by no means, right? Okay, so rumors, political concerns, ICE, immigration enforcement. Some people worry that the federal immigration authorities might be present or surveilling at big public events, especially when the political climate around immigration is tense. There are rumors and concerns that some come. Hold on, I messed up. I'm trying to go back. All right, let's start that over. Okay, I got you. There are some rumors and concerns in some communities that ICE may roam the state fairgrounds, but I did not find any reliable evidence that ICE is officially operating and enforcing immigration laws at the Texas State Fairgrounds at this time. I did see social media posts raising the question. Hey, like I said, I said that at the beginning of the video. I'm not saying that this stuff doesn't happen. It's just like I speak about if somebody say that they felt harassed here, and they may be the first of anybody, and everybody else like I never been harassed. It doesn't take the fact away that ICE has been popping up all over the place. So who wants to go take their family up? Who wants to go take their family somewhere to have a good time and it may end in heartbreak? Nobody. And it still goes back what I said at first. Like, how is anybody illegal on stolen land? How is anybody that's following the blueprint of the history that loves to get, the good old days, America, that loves to get stuff down our throats wrong? We're talking about people committing crimes that happens here. But I truly believe put cameras up everywhere. You got Korea, you got Japan. When you make punishments and people who do wrong more accountable for their actions, 9 times out of 10, people don't like being put in the spotlight. Put cameras up everywhere. It should be mandatory that everyone has a dash cam, front and back. Mandatory. A lot of cars come with them now. It should be mandatory. It should be mandatory, down there legally passed out by the government, that it's a light. On every light, there's going to be a camera. CCTV everywhere. But that takes away from, American public feel like they're being spied on. But this is for someone who has lived all over the world, has traveled all over the world. And notice when people are held more accountable for their actions, they act different. So let's not just hold people that we feel like shouldn't be here. Because feelings is crazy, right? It's like, people that we feel like shouldn't be here are taken away. Like I said, like, how is it that they, and I'm trying to get off of it because I want to talk about this tomorrow too. But how can people that's literally serving in a volunteer army, regardless if they're getting their citizenship or not, doing something that a lot of people who live in the United States of America did not want to serve? They did not want to serve in the service. I served with plenty of illegal immigrants, so we call them, or plenty of immigrants from all over the world. So yes, I understand that people do not want to go to the state fair of Texas and get arrested and get their family taken. That's all of the prompts and the concerns that I seen from the research that we did at the Overthinking Understanding podcast team. That's all of the research I seen. Like I said, those the state, what is it? The Texas State General, Texas State General Authority, whatever, NBC, the State Fair website itself. I forgot what the other news outlet was. That is some of the concerns that came out. Like I say, my video is still up. I'm getting some nasty comments on my State Fair Texas video. I will say it again. I had a great time. It's just like, and like I say, it's an experience. It's an experience. I can spend, just like I said, we spent $349 total. It was $119 total for me, my spouse, and my parents' tickets. We spent $200 in coupons. Is the stuff expensive? Yes. Like I said, I also do understand the business part of it. When we look at the fair and we look at the fair as this machine, If you want to look at, for the people that's hopping in and hopping out now, if you want to look at the concerns that the public had, why they want the fair to be canceled, the State Fair of Texas, you can rewind. I read through all of them already. It's like 6. We talked about it. So now I'm just talking. Now I'm just talking, giving my opinion. But yes, where I was at. There you go. Just lost train of thought. People hop in and hop out. Throw my little train of thought off. But I get it. I truly honestly get it. The State Fair is an experience, and I'm not saying this for everybody. I'm not saying that I will always go to the fair. My spouse has been big on teaching me that. Like, just because or you don't have to be so obligated to things. Like, you can go to it now, and your voice can, and your mind could change about it, and you don't do it. Like, we don't go to Target. My spouse loves Target. I don't go to Target. I don't know if my spouse does shop at Target, but I do not shop at Target. Like, it's not a thing. With that being said, I also understand that just because I don't shop at Target, it can be a company that owns Target, and I might religiously buy something from another one of their brands that I just don't know. I'm happy that this thing almost at an hour so I could get into my workout. I started, and I thought I was going to be able to talk to y'all and get my little workout in, but I'm not. So when this thing hit an hour, we ending it, and I'm gonna do my freaking workout. And but shout out to everybody that's not hopped in and hopped out. Give me your thoughts about the Texas State Fair. Like I said, I enjoyed myself. I had a great time at the fair. They're saying cancel the fair. I do believe, like, if you feel strong about something or you have any type of opinion about something, boycott it, freedom of speech, doing whatever. All of the concerns that people saying, the affordability, the gun rights, the safety concerns, the immigration, the fair being segregated, all that stuff is great. I also do believe in this too, right? A lot of times and that's one thing, like I said, I'm trying to hold a lot of this stuff because I will be going live tomorrow about being a female in the service. I can never say that I hate the military or anything like that, because I do feel like it was a major part in the success that I have today. But I will say, for the people who be so up in arms about different things, but do not do anything to help the community, I don't fully understand it. Like, it's millionaires. Texas has plenty of millionaires, plenty of wealthy people. You could start up another fair. You can start up another type fair, or go in with the, like I say, I don't know the business behind a fair, but you could start up different type programs, right? And a lot of times people just sit and they get mad. Don't get me wrong, hit them in their pockets. Was the fair lighter this year around? To me, it still was a lot of people, but yes, it was lighter. Is it true that it wasn't long line for rides and stuff? Yes. But like I say, misinformation is crazy, right? No, it was not a lot of long lines for rides, but the fair does not have too many rides for adults. Let me know if I'm wrong. It's not too many rides that adults really want to get on. Even though, like, it's a whole row of rides, it has like a super little kid park, and then the rest of the fair, even though it's like big, it's like a bigger kid park, but not necessarily rides that adults want to ride. With that being said, if you're taking away free tickets, Texas in this huge population and around like this, if you're taking away free tickets and the free tickets went to the kids, and you have an absence of kids, it's not going to be that many people standing in line. Not too many people taking their kids. You know where it was along lines at? Food places, packed. Not too many places you weren't waiting too long for food. It was still a bunch of line at food places. Sheen did a pop-up. It was long lines there. They had a comedy show. I'm sorry, a magic show. The seats was full. They had this is just walking around the fair. They had like a magician. What is it? Is it? No, that's the same thing. Not magician. A circus. They had a circus act. Full. A lot of people there. So, like I said, with me saying that, I had a great time at the fair. I enjoyed my family. Wonderful time. Had a wonderful time at the fair. Did I spend a lot of money? Yes. But as a person who believes that you spend money on experiences and not necessarily things, I had a great time. You have these, it's just a nostalgia about the fair. We could talk, like I said, I'm not dismissing anything about racism, anything that we live and breathe with that every day. If you're a certain color, and I ain't gonna say that. I feel like everybody, how do I say that? Every race at once upon a time probably has experienced racism. You know, every race probably has experienced racism in some way or form. Not everybody, but every race probably has experienced racism. I probably won't even let this get to an hour. I might let it get to 50 minutes. I really want to get this workout in. I'm trying to think. The Move Your Body Man Challenge. Move Your Body Man Challenge. And we talked about the fur. Like I said, I had a wonderful time. Move Your Body Man. This is a challenge started for my soldier at the bottom, Mark Agabai. His passing date is coming up October the 9th. This will be his year anniversary of his passing. He was a happy guy. Cared about himself, cared about his appearance. And I just truly believe with knowing the little bit that I did know about him, you know, you only have such a small piece in people's lives. Knowing the little bit I knew about him in the time that I met him, he was a happy guy. And I don't think that he would want us to be sad on his passing date. He was, and like I said, he got hurt around my military anniversary. And then, you know, he actually passed around October. I mean, he passed in October. So yes, so this challenge right here, Move Your Body Man, we're literally giving away free money. $650 in prize money. $650 in prize money, $500 going to the winner. $500 going to the winner today. Right now, Sunday is the last day you can sign up. We said Saturday, but we changed it. Thank you to everybody that's done signed up and supported. It is no entry fee. It is no sign up fee. All we need is your name, your email, a picture with your weight of the scale, and then a picture of you standing on the scale, preferably with the number on the scale being visible. Have somebody take the picture, or you take the picture like this, making sure that we can see your face, you know, you're standing on the scale and the number on the scale. If you can't, send separate pictures or the scale and you're standing on scale. Same outfit, same thing, noticeable. We're just trying to keep the integrity. I'm big on integrity. I'm big on, but I also understand that we live in a world where we cannot fully monitor everybody. They're monitoring the hell out of us, but we're not we don't have access to what they're monitoring. So I want to keep it fair for everybody. I want everybody to have the same chance to win the $500. $500 to the grand prize. Second place is $100, and third place is $500 with a medal. Second place, you get a medal. First place, you get, you know, of course, the $500, a jersey custom with this logo and a medal saying you won. Contest challenge, but you're not going against. You're going against other people, but you're really going against yourself. We're not posting who won, who did any of that, unless they give us their permission to post that they won. Other than that, it's no promo. Overthinking Understanding is sponsoring this, but it's not sign up, like, share, sign up to Overthinking Understanding. When we say like, share, comment about this specific Move Your Body Man, is for this. You see this flyer, you see this right here. Sorry, I was just kicking my butt, man. It sucks. A big strong man come cut my grass and edge it up. Nah, all jokes aside, yes, Move Your Body Man. Free money, $650 right before the holidays. And it's 13 plus. 13 plus. And I'm doing the challenge too. That's why I'm getting my hour in. And it's Move Your Body. It's name, weight, picture, email, signing up to get you locked into the contest. It's additional rules that need to be done to keep people honest. A video log of you starting and ending your workout. You know, the video log, you log in journaling when you're doing it, just to keep everything honest. Because even if we say just do journal, you could fake a journal. You know, you could go back and fake a journal. The reason we're asking for the picture, you could have been on a weight loss journey or and that's what we say, the biggest transformation, not necessarily a weight loss. As a person who understand about cutting weight and dropping weight, you can make the scale move. And it's not always in the most healthy way. So you can make the scale move, but it may not always be healthy. With that being said, we're trying to keep everybody honest. So the biggest transformation, not necessarily weight loss, is not always the biggest transformation. I could drop 16 pounds. I could sit and dehydrate myself down about 16, 20 pounds, and I'm still gonna look the same. My face will be, sunken. I do it too many times, right? But like, not anymore. I'm at the service, right? But like, sink your little face in. Your features that you have may present a little bit smaller, but you're dehydrated, right? We're not trying to have nobody doing that. If you consult your doctor, physician, whatever, before signing up this contest, if that's needed for you. Military, sign up, $650, $500 to the winner right before the holiday. That's 1/5 of some people rent. That's half of some people rent. That's 3-4 times other people rent. We at 50 minutes. I want to get this workout in. I'm kind of looking forward to, but not. I'm a little tired, but get this workout in. Thank you to everybody that joined into this live. That was originally talking about counseling affair. And like I say, I understand. I had a great time. I'm getting drugged a little bit on TikTok about posting my video. So just because I'm doing something, just because I like something, doesn't mean I'm trying to influence you to do it. By no means. So get this work in. As always, be genuine to yourself and kind to others. Yeah, all love. See y'all later, man. What, baby?